I'm your guest host today, Anthony Shout, heard round the world Tolda. My supporters have dubbed my famous viral picture of me yelling at incumbent Steve Israel, whom I'm running against for a seat in the United States Congress, the Shout heard round the world. And the picture really did make it around the world. There was a website in Indonesia, and I don't know if anybody is listening from there or that could understand it, but I didn't know what they wrote about me, but all these Indonesian characters, and then my picture of screaming at incumbent Steve Israel, who's a very liberal Democrat, votes the party line over 97% of the time, and there's a Republican in our race that he scored a 64.9% with our local group that rates conservative candidates. Not the most impressive score, and they didn't score me because I don't think they know how to handle me. I'm an independent candidate with the Constitution Party, and Reverend Manning has told his audience that I'm probably the most conservative candidate in America, or he said I had the best platform in America is what he said, and I greatly appreciate that. There's such a love here at Outlet Church, and every time I come here, I leave feeling so much better than I came. I'm a pretty feel-good guy. I'm usually feeling good, but I always feel extra good after a visit to Outlet Church. There's so much love here, and I know a lot of people see Reverend Manning screaming about throwing Obama out of office, and he's mad, and that's God's rage, and thank God, we have Reverend Manning to express that rage, but there's love there too. As much rage as there is, there's much more love, and I think a lot of people forget that, and it's the same with me. If you look at my picture of me, screaming at Steve Israel, some people might think, oh, well, that guy, he looks a little crazy to vote into office, but when you really take the effort and time to scratch the surface on myself or Reverend Manning, you're going to see that there's an infinite amount more love than anger. But that anger, it's the same kind of anger our founding fathers had, and when it's used properly, when it's channeled properly to defend the principles of freedom, there's nothing wrong with that. In today's politically correct world, it feels like they're attempting to systematically, for lack of a better term, castrate the principles of freedom through this political correctness. And Reverend Manning's not going to put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it. And once the American people speak on November 2nd and I'm voted into office, we're going to show Washington that the American people are not going to put up with it anymore. And we got a video queued up here. The audio is going to be enough for you, but if we could show you the video, we would too. And maybe when the YouTube clip comes out, we'll show you. But this man is named Drinking with Bob, and he goes off on all these rants about current events, and he's on the same page with us. He believes that Obama is a usurper, and he believes he's a Muslim. So let's play the clip. Listen to Drinking with Bob, please.
What's next? I'll tell you what's next. I wish the news media and the politicians in this country would just start being honest with the American people. Just start telling us the truth. Tell us what you really think. For the last 2 weeks, the news media and these politicians have been on TV asking each other whether they think Barack Obama is a Muslim. They hem, they ha. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't understand why the American people would think he is. Yes, you do. You know exactly why the American people would think he's a Muslim. His name is Barack Hussein Obama. He grew up in Indonesia. He went to a Muslim school. His father was a Muslim. His grandfather was a Muslim. Don't tell me you don't know why we think he might be a freaking Muslim. What puzzles me is why the mainstream media and the White House get so angry when you call Barack Obama a Muslim. I thought they loved Muslims. I thought Muslims are great people. All of a sudden, it's an insult to call somebody a Muslim? You think the same thing would have happened if in 2007 Newsweek came out with an article calling George Bush a Muslim? You think it would have got so much attention? Of course not, because the accusation would have been ridiculous. The reason this is getting so much attention is because it's entirely plausible that Barack Obama is a Muslim. The same thing with this guy being a natural-born citizen. The news media, the politicians, we don't understand why the American people would think this guy wasn't born in America. Are you kidding me? There are only 2 forms of proof that say this guy's a natural-born citizen. A fake birth certificate that's printed online and a freaking birth announcement from a Hawaiian newspaper printed 40 years ago. If I give an 8-year-old kid a piece of construction paper and a bottle of Elmer's glue, he can come up with a fake birth certificate and post it online. You give me 10 minutes on the computer, I'll come up with a freaking birth announcement from the Des Moines Register dated 1975 that says I was born on the moon. That doesn't make it true. I mean, enough with the political correctness. I wish people would just be honest. If somebody asked me who I think Barack Obama is, I'd tell him straight out. He's a half-black, half-white Muslim immigrant who hates America. And I would have more proof to back up my statement than Barack Obama has to back up his. I guarantee it. What's next? What's next? What's next?
Oh, I I think we all need to take a deep breath after just listening to that. But I think, more importantly, America needs to take a deep breath and process this, okay? I mean, Obama is clearly a Muslim, and anybody that does any kind of research on this issue and has any kind of critical thinking process, I don't understand how you could not understand that. And we need to have the courage as a people to say we have a Muslim usurper in the Oval Office after 9/11, which you couldn't make this up if you tried. What is wrong with us that we allow this charade to continue? And we had this trial here at Otla Church, and I was a part of it. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, Anthony Tolda, Anthony T-O-L-D like dollar, A like America, you'll see a video of a woman screaming in my face, calling me a racist on day one of the trial. And I was very calm, and I asked her, I said, what did I say that was racist, ma'am? And then she said I hadn't said anything that was racist, and she used an expletive, but she admitted that I didn't say anything that was racist. And America needs to get over this perceived racism and throwing around this word so in such a cavalier manner. It's not about racism, and I said this in the video. It's about America and the Constitution. And if you want to continue to have an America, if you want to continue to have a Constitution, the time is here, the time is now. It's time to come to terms with the fact that you have an illegal president in office, America, and to add insult to injury, he's a Muslim. His allegiances are with Muslims. That's the one thing he kept about his campaign promises, or his promises in general. In his book, he said if there was ever a change in the political winds and there was a falling out between the Muslims and the Christians and the Jews, he guesses he would stand with the Muslims. You don't guess that. You know that. He knows he stands with the Muslims. I know I stand with the Christians and the Jews. I don't want us at war, but I want us to win the ideological war at home. We got to stop making excuses for radical Islam, and we got to start taking responsibility for the safety of this country. That doesn't mean wars all over the world. It means a change and combating the cult of the politically correct at home. That's what it means. And until you do that, America, you're never going to have a completely secure America. And you're going to continue losing civil liberties. We're going to continue bankrupting this nation for no reason. Well, what has all this accomplished over the last 9+ years? What have we accomplished? Oh, now we're having a mosque at Ground Zero? Great. I'm so glad we killed all those people and wasted all that money and bankrupted our country so we could build a mosque at Ground Zero. Have we lost our damn minds? Honestly, what is wrong with us? And, if the American people can't pull together and put me into office the way they did with Scott Brown, and I will not disappoint you the way Scott Brown did, but if we can't pull together and put me into office, I don't know what's going to happen to this country. I'm not trying to be egotistical, but I watch the other candidates, and I love some of these Republican candidates, but I'm not convinced that any one of them is going to give you the reality you're going to get out of me. So please, make an effort, look into me, check me out. I'm as real as they get, and reach out to me. I get back to everybody.